So in our last episode, we talked about that fathers are grossly neglected. We have a history. When I say we, I'm not owning the negative side of what's been said about fathers, but we've seen historically that fathers are always less celebrated than, let's say, Mother's Day or really any holiday, right? Like Flip, you said those are like number 20 or 23 of the most celebrated and recognized holidays, which is really sad, right? And so what we're going to talk about here is, with being a father and with the balance that's really difficult to manage, being an artist and a father. What are some of our immediate thoughts there? Anyone have a immediate thought? Like if you put yourself in the shoes of a kid, 13, 15, 16, I could sing. I want to sing, but I don't, like I want to be able to be there for my family too. What can I do when it comes to balancing and focusing?
I mean, I can speak to it a few different ways because, my father sang or sung. And I remember when I started to sing, I was around 13, 14 years old, and I was very shy and insecure. And I felt at the time I didn't get that kind of support I wanted from him as a singer, which was ironic because he sings. You think a person with one of our characters who lived through your child, if you finally got the same interest you did, but that wasn't really the path I had with my father, really. So when you said 13, 14 years old, kind of triggered me because that's the age I was when I got that urge to want to start singing. And like I said, I didn't really get the encouragement because because I have a son. And if my son came to me at 13 and 14 and said, hey, Dad, I want to do music. Man, listen, I'm putting you through straight boot camp. I'm getting you a vocal coach, piano lessons, you're gonna learn how to engineer. You're gonna be a one man wrecking crew when it comes to music, because I know what path I would have taken if I would have started early or would have known. Because at
Yeah,
13,
I, I
14,
want
I'm
I want
just
to tap into that. I want to tap into that
yeah,
real quick.
yeah, because
Reason
13,
why you could
14,
do that. The reason why you could do that is because you knew what you needed. So you knew that
yeah.
if your son came up to you and said, I want to sing, I want to give him what I needed, right?
Right, yeah. Which was weird
Yeah.
because that's what I thought my dad would do for me. Him being someone who sung early in his life. But honestly, goes to a deeper question is he had his own insecurities as a vocalist and as a singer. So because he felt his limitations, he put those limitations on me, I felt, So kind of like in the Five Heartbeat with Eddie King, where his father
Yeah,
was
yeah.
like unsupportive, and he was like, "You ain't
Mm,
gonna be nothing because I ain't nothing." And he like, "I just don't."
that's huge.
But it's like sometimes people can't see past the tree, so they put those limitations on you, rather trying to push you. Not, you know what I'm saying? That's why Joe Jackson, one of the best fathers I think in the world. I know a lot of people hate Joe, like, "Oh, Joe beat the kids and he did this," but will we have
Mhm.
Michael? Like seriously, will we have Michael because he saw a talent in his son and pushed him? Michael probably would have just been a salesman in Gary, Indiana. I'm like, yeah, I used to sing when I was younger. But he turned him into one of the biggest icons in the world. Yeah, Mike had his demons and Mike had his own personal struggles, but that's you know what I'm saying? But that had nothing to do with what Joe pushed his son to be, Because not all of them turned out to want to cut their nose off and bleach their skin if that's what Mike did, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But that was a personal choice he made. But I don't think that's fair to throw that on Joe. Joe had one mission and he accomplished that. Get my children out of Indiana and for them to be pop stars. And he worked.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So even in that sense, and we mentioned this in the last episode, there is no perfect balance there, right? Because he's doing the best he can to push his kid, and then he still
Hmm.
takes heat in that way. So that's
Exactly.
that's a really good point.